Hey YouTube, this is Miss Mia. You would not believe what happened to me today. Now, I know that in the summertime, our not foundations, our skin tone tends to get a tint darker. So, yesterday I had some Revlon. Was it Revlon? Yeah, Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush foundation that I had bought like about a month ago, but I only wore it once and it was flawless. And I went to go put it on. That stuff made me look like a ghost. It was so light, and I did not know I had got that dark. Like, we only had like 3 or 4 really hot days here. Now it's like gloomy outside, rainy, and I got a tan. So I put my foundation on today, and I was using my CoverGirl, the pressed. Did I have that one? Hold on. I know y'all get tired of me doing that. And I had the CoverGirl, the pressed one on. And when I was in the house, that foundation looked so good. It was all cool and everything. It was all nice and everything was cool with it and everything. Makeup looked on point. And this is, and I'm in the color Almond Glow. You see, it's like, I try to spread it out. It's like gone. But usually I've been using the liquid. But I said, you know what, let me wear this today since I really wasn't going anywhere much. So I decided to, finish this up. And I went outside. The sun was beaming in my face. I looked at myself in the mirror in the car. I said, baby, do I look orange? He like, no, you don't look orange. I think he don't want to hurt my feelings. But he supposed to have told me if I look orange. I'm like, baby, do I look orange? He like, no. I said, I look orange. So I get out the car. I don't care what nobody say. I looked at orange. Like, my makeup, and this was like a perfect shade for me like 2-3 months ago. When I've been had this since. This was like, I ain't gonna lie, this is like one of my very first foundations that I bought, and it was like my perfect skin tone. And I had to like, change, find the right color. But when I found this color, this is my perfect skin tone. So I'm like, I didn't get darker. He was like, well, you do get darker in the summertime. I'm like, I know that, but damn, like, come on now. I look like a fucking Oota Looper. Excuse my French. So luckily we was going to Walgreens to pick up the tissue, the what was it, 100 for $5.99, and they didn't even have it. They only had the 1,000. So I'm like, you know what? Let me pick up. So I'm like, if this is off, then I know my liquid that I've been usually wearing is probably off. And this is the almond, and I'm in the color Almond Glow on both of these. So I'm like, I know that this color might be off, because these are both the same color. So I'm like, let me pick up another foundation. So I picked up the next shade, the next 2 shades under this. This is Q715 Almond Glow, and this one is Q720 Toffee, and Q725 in Golden Honey. I haven't tried the Golden Honey yet. I'm wearing the Toffee now, so tell me what you think about this foundation. Really appreciate it if you tell me. Like, this is what I have on now. This is the shade under. So I picked that up, and I'm like, it was buy one get one half off, so it was like $13, which was cool. So I'm like, I'm not gonna even return the $7.25, because if I get any darker, I gotta back up. But I knew that was gonna happen. But man, like, I thought I could at least be able to mix some stuff. So I decided, I'm I'm just gonna do overall foundations, like different foundations and setting powders that I've came across and used through this time. Okay, sorry about that. This girl at work, she texted me but anyway, so the first foundations, I'm gonna start with my favorites. My favorites is the CoverGirl Queen collection. I love her collection. Um, no matter what foundations I use, I always tend to go back to this particular one. I've never used MAC. I'm not going to sit here and say I have. I've never used Sephora. I've never used any other, I haven't used any high brand foundations yet. You know, I will probably try them, but the only reason why I haven't went to MAC because I have highly sensitive skin, and a lot of the reviews that I've heard, they say if you have sensitive skin, do not use this foundation. It will break you out, and I'm not trying to look for breakouts. And the one that I do want to try, and it's like $75 and stuff, is Lancome. I do want to try Lancome because they, from what I've saw, it's a pretty nice company, you know, but I do want to try them. Now the very first ones, let me start for saying this. I know I talk a lot, but the thing about it is with me, I just started wearing foundation like last year, like mid last year, like throughout, since I was like probably 22, 23, I'm gonna say about 23. I've never wore a foundation ever. I've did my eyes, I've did my lips. I just started wearing lipstick. I used to always wear glosses. Um, until like mid last year. And I've always just took any type of setting powder or translucent powder, and I put my makeup on and I just set my face to give it like a glow, and I'm off. And I never even thought to put on makeup until I went to a function and I did my makeup and I loved it. So back to what I was talking about. I had to just tell you a little background on me. So yeah, I have these two. This is like the number one foundation I love, CoverGirl, and this is the pressed powder right here, and this is the liquid makeup. I've stuck with the pressed powder, but to be honest with you, I think the pressed powder gives you more of a heavier coverage, and you can make it light. Like me personally, when I apply my any type of foundations, I either apply this using the elf powder brush, or I apply the stipple brush. I used to apply with the sponge and everything until, you know, I got my techniques up, you know. But um I'm really digging the liquids, and I really wasn't never digging liquids because I had a bad experience with some liquid, and I looked at it so freaking crazy, it didn't make any sense, and so I never really been a fan of liquid. So I've stuck with the pressed powders or the pressed whatever, you know. So, but this gives you, to me, you can build this up to a very heavy coverage, which I don't really need a heavy coverage. That's why I kind of try to use the powder brush to apply this, so that I can wiggle around and just stipple it and blend it in, because I really don't need a heavy coverage of makeup. So that's why I've been using the liquid, because it gives me an airbrushed effect. And like I said, no matter what foundations I use, and I have a high brand in here, I still go back to this $7.99 CoverGirl. Like literally, like that's like my go-to. Okay, another foundation that I do love is Clinique. And again, that CoverGirl runs you $9.99 for this one and $7.99 for this one, and usually you get it BOGO, buy one get one half off. The next foundation I have is the Clinique Perfectly Real Compact Makeup, and I'm in the shade 144N in this one. And I put this one on and I was upset. This one cost me roughly about it. retails for $26, but I only paid like it was like $20, probably 18, but $20 for it. And this is really nice. It's really light on your face, and to be honest with you, you can just take this brush here, put a little concealer on, take this, brush it over your face and set it and go. Like that's all I do with this. Like this is how I do this. But the thing about this one, and it might look light to you guys, but it does oxidize. This stuff oxidizes like crazy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to check this makeup out. But yeah, it does oxidize. So that note that to yourself that it will oxidize. So if you put one on, it's your exact shade, go a color up, because I did that thing and I looked at darker than dirt when after I bought it. So it does oxidize, just to let you know. But now, crazy, I wish I would have kept the other one and just got another one, because this one is too light for me now. It makes me look ashy because I've gotten darker, so I need to go back and get that darker shade that I had before in this one, at least for the summertime, you know. Another brand of makeup that I got was the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush, and I got this one, and this is crazy because I ended up actually getting a lighter shade of this, and that shade was like way too light, because it's like it skips from like 70, then it goes to 80, or it goes 60, 70, 80. It shifts like I mean, the shades are really off. But this shade, when I first got it, was like perfectly my color. Like when I say perfectly on point, you cannot even tell I had foundation on. It was like perfect. So I'm like, you know what, this is it, and it was so light and it felt so good and smooth. I swear to God, I didn't think I had any foundation on. Like I could not feel it at all. It was just so completely light on my face. Like I love this, but this is the thing, it doesn't come in a lot of colors. So if you are darker than me, you're not gonna have any luck with this. And to be honest with you, until I got a tan, I was cool with this color. But now I got a tan, I'm too dark for this color. So if you are my complexion and darker, don't even try to even go get this Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush. The color is not going to match you. It's going to be too light. And I put this on, I looked like a freaking ghost the other day. I was so upset. I was so hurt because I wanted to wear this so bad. And I'm like, you know what, that's okay. It's always next year. I'm going to keep this stored. I will be wearing this. I'm gonna get my $13 out of this. And this cost you roughly, I think, $13.99, $12.99, somewhere around that. But yeah, it's nice. I do like it. It comes out like a mousse, which I don't want to spray because it's gonna get all messy. But it comes out like a mousse, like you pump it, and like mousse, like hair mousse or something. And you kind of just take stipple brush, let it foam down a little bit, and stipple it across your face. You have to do it fast because it will dry fast. So that was a good foundation. The next one I tried was the Dream Matte Mousse. I got the color in Caramel Dark, and I also got it in Cocoa Dark. Now, this is another one. Now, the shades with these are not very good. They're very, I mean, they don't have come in a whole good shades for African Americans. Like seriously, they really don't. But what I found was Caramel Dark in this shade. When I first got it, I got it like maybe 2-3 months ago, and it was really nice. It was, the color was perfectly to my skin tone, and it matched perfectly. So something told me, since it was buy one get one half off, get this one. So I got this one because I really didn't know what shade I was. And when I put it on, it gave me a very matte look. But since my skin, I have sensitive skin, but my skin changes like throughout the winter time, through the springtime, and most of the fall time, and most of the springtime. I have very normal skin. And so my skin doesn't really get oily, it doesn't really get dry, it doesn't really get, it's just normal skin. And so this made me look very dry, extremely dry. So I would think if you have normal skin, I would not get this. I think this is more for a person with oily skin, which is good because now, since summer is coming, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting very oily skin. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So when I put this on the other day and I tried it, it actually gave me a very dewy look, which I do like. I like it a lot. It gave me a dewy look, but at the same time, it gave me a very heavy coverage to myself. It gave me a look of having a heavy coverage on my face, but it was really light on my face at the same time because I didn't have a lot on. But the only thing about it is now the color caramel is off. So what I did was I had to mix a little bit of the cocoa with it to get the right shade of it. But above that, I mean, it's still wearable. But I think it's not. I think that if you have dry or normal skin, it's not a good buy for you. But if you're getting like in the summertime, your skin gets oily, this will be probably a nice thing to try out. You know, I don't know if I'm not gonna say it's the best product, but it will be a nice thing to try to see if you like it. And like another thing with my skin, like most of the summertime, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not like to moisturize my face. And I know you guys are probably like, oh, that's not good. That's not good. I know, but I do not like to moisturize my face. And the reason is because I tend to get, like I said, very oily in the summertime. So the less moisture, like I can get out the shower, wash my face with my soap, you know, moisturize my body, and sit there, and then like 10 minutes later, you would think I put lotion on my face because it's already got that moisture back into it. But so I found myself not putting any type of lotion on my face. If I put lotion on my face, then it tends to be very oily, looking like very slick and everything. So I think what I might do, I might make me another tinted moisturizer using my CoverGirl though. I'm gonna do a DIY video on that because I really want to show you guys how I do it. Okay, another thing I use is going into that whole tinted moisturizer thing. These are just samples. This is Clinique samples and Clinique liquid foundation sample. So far, I do like the liquid foundation in Clinique. I haven't used that much of it. I have really no complaints about it. I will say that I will purchase it to give you a later review on it, but I do, for the most part, like their products, so there's nothing I can say about that. The tinted moisturizer, now, we all know me about tinted moisturizers. So basically, I had bought the tinted moisturizer, and I had got a sample of it too as well, which I'm glad I got a sample because I want to know I couldn't use it. Me and sunscreen. Now, when the SPF, I've noticed like I can use sunscreen because I checked one of my products downstairs and it has sunscreen on it and it never bothered me, but it doesn't have an SPF on it or how much sunscreen is in there. So I'm like, you know, I can use it, but I probably gotta use like a low SPF or whatever. So this is like an SPF of 20 or 25 or something like that. And this is the tinted moisturizer Clinique. So I have like literally broke out in rashes all over my face with this. So as far as this go, I can't really tell you anything about it because I can't use it. But I just know if you are a person that has sensitive skin or cannot really use a high SPF product, this is not a good brand to try. But as far as the other products, I love them. The products that I've used, I love them to death. Okay, these, I bet you're wondering what these are. These are actually containers, and what I do is I use this to store my tinted moisturizer that I make. And this is actually two different color tinted moisturizers. One is lighter, which was like a sample of Clinique's, and one is darker, which is a sample of Clinique. And this is how it looks. And what I do is I make my own tinted moisturizers because it is, like I said, is most tinted moisturizers has SPF in it, and I cannot use a high SPF, and it's always SPF 15 or higher, most of them. So I tend to make my own SPFs, and I actually like doing this. I love doing these, but the only thing about these is, since I had normal skin when I use these have like a skin lotion in it. One has Estee Lauder in it, which is fine because I'm cool with that lotion. But the other one has the Nivea Soft Moisturizing Face Cream in it, which I'm not too fond of that because it's very greasy. So it makes my face very greasy. So I'm not too fond of these right now because of that. And then I think I had mixed this tinted moisturizer with another lotion, which I'm not too fond of this right now. So this is why I actually need to throw these away. This is actually why I still have these. But I kept them in case I do probably get oily or something like that. Maybe I can, you know, dab into them. So the next product that I have that I've used were, I'm gonna just jump into another tinted moisturizer, and this is the e.l.f. tinted moisturizer in SPF 20. And let me speed up because I do not want this video to be too long. e.l.f. tinted moisturizer in SPF 20, and it says with aloe, cucumber, vitamin A, C, and E. Now, one thing I can say about this product, it does rub in good. Like it comes on good. The color payoff was good. It does its job. It says tinted moisturizer. It was a tinted moisturizer. Only thing about it is SPF. Seriously, irritated my skin completely, and I didn't realize it irritated my skin because the time when I tried this out, I had actually tried this one out too. So both of them on my face, and well, it wasn't all together, but it was like right after each other to see the color, and it irritated me, so I did not use it. So it's like sitting in my bag. I'm trying to find somebody to give it to. So if you want to try it, and if you want to try the e.l.f. tinted moisturizer, the SPF 20, the color is, I think this is almond. I would gladly send it to you, no charge, nothing, whatever. You can have it, but I can't do anything with it. So the next thing I'm going to jump into is the powders that I have. Now the powders that I've tried was the Revlon Color Stay. I have this powder, and so far I like this powder. It's no problem with it. It does set your powder in place, so far what I've seen. But I've only bought this powder because one of my foundations was coming off a little bit darker than my complexion. So the CoverGirl Queen setting powder that I usually use, I messed up this. The CoverGirl Queen setting powder that I usually use, sorry about that, fix my shirt here. Okay, what I was trying to say before I got tongue tied, the setting powders that I've tried was the Revlon Color Stay, and basically this powder it does the trick. It's nice. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. From what I've used it, I do like it. But the only thing about it is, I bought this color a shade lighter than I knew I would need. Basically because my CoverGirl Queen setting powder was making my foundations look a little bit too dark. And I don't know why, it just started looking dark for some reason. Like, I don't have no idea why. But it did. So I tried this, and right now, I haven't used it. I used it probably like 2-3 times. What I did use, I do like it. So I kind of used that when my foundation seemed a little bit dark, just to probably lighten it up a little bit. This one is my CoverGirl Queen. I do love this foundation. It does set my powder very well. It sets it. I wear it all day. This is like my go-to setting powder, so I do like this setting powder. And this is in the color light golden Q405. The next setting powder I've used, this is like one of my very first setting powders when I started wearing foundation, and this is the CoverGirl Queen Professional translucent powder in honey. I hate this shit. Like, I'm just trying to, like, I hate this. Like, look at it. I can't, I don't want to show it like too much because it, like, first of all, it has like really big holes in it, and it comes out all over. It's like so messy. And then I gotta push it slow because it's gonna pop out. It just all over the place. And this stuff, it does set your makeup. I give it that. It sets your makeup. But at the same token, it gave me this white shield over my makeup. So I had to like set it with a bronze, like put a bronze on to like tone down the, you know, like put something else on with it. And then on top of it, it has like a very strong perfumey scent to it, which I don't do well with those scents because it tends to break me out if I use it too much. So I don't like stuff that really has a scent to it. So I really don't use this. I know that some people set their under eye with it, but I don't use it anymore. Another powder that I have is the e.l.f. powder. This is the high definition e.l.f. powder, and I like this stuff. And it looks like this. And I kept the thing on so it doesn't come all out, but it's white. It is translucent. A lot of people say that it gives off a very white coverage to your face. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It depends on how much you put on that. If you put a glob of it on your face, yeah, your face is gonna be white. But if you put enough on there to the point where, like, what I do is I take the little powder right here. I'm gonna do it now. I take this little powder here, and I dab it here, 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 like this. And I take the brush, and I just blend it down all over my face. And that's what I do with it. Like, I don't know about you guys, but my face don't look white. Like, it depends. Like I said, it depends on how you apply. If you apply a whole lot, yes, your face is going to appear to have a white film on it. Like, that's any translucent powder. Like, but that is very sheer. That's very sheer, and it does set your makeup, and it does work. And it does give you a very luminous look to you, which I do admit. The other setting powder I have is from e.l.f. pressed powder. I do not like this powder. The color is very ashy, I'm gonna say. Like, when I set my makeup with this, maybe I'm gonna try it again, but I only tried it one time. But when I set my makeup with it, I looked at ghosty. It made me look ashy and white. And I actually didn't use this brush. I used my e.l.f. complexion brush to set this, and it did not do me any type of justice. I used my e.l.f. complexion brush here, and you know, this gives you a very light coverage of powder, and it did not do me any justice at all. So I don't like that very much. I'm gonna play with it some more, but I really don't like it too much. Now for concealers, the concealer I've been using is the e.l.f. concealer, and the e.l.f. concealer, I use the first two colors, this color and this color, and I mix those two colors together, and I just apply it along my cheeks because that's where I have blemishes at. And then I put my foundation on. And this goes on very creamy. I really like this concealer. The other concealers in the past that I've had, I probably threw them away. I have no idea where they're at. But it was a stick concealer, I think by Wet n Wild. Didn't like it. The e.l.f. Studio concealer by e.l.f. I didn't like it. The one that comes in like the little stick. Didn't like it. It went on too chalky. And this one right here, glass on very smooth. Like, it's like a cream. It goes on so smooth. Now I love this. Like, I will repurchase this. I will really repurchase. This is like, I use this in my everyday foundation routine. And my go-to brushes for my foundations have always been my stipple and my powder brush. Well, not always, but for the past I'd say about 3 months has been these main brushes, and they are very good. They does the trick. I love these brushes, and they cost you $3 a piece. As for the prices of these, the Elf Press powder, $3. This one costs about $10. The Revlon Color Stay costs $10. The translucent powder costs about $7.99, and the Clinique liquid and the powder foundation costs about the same thing. And this CoverGirl Queen costs $7.99 or $9.99. I think it's $7.99. Elf Studio, $6. Concealer, $3. Dream Matte Mousse was, if I'm not mistaken, I think they were $7.99 a piece, or between $7.99 and $9.99 a piece. So, and before I leave off, because I'm finally done with this video, I'm going to do a review on this. This is the Oil Moisturizing Facial Lotion. It's the Walgreens brand, and it's for sensitive skin compared to Neutrogena Oil-Free Moisture Sensitive Skin Lotion. Fragrance-free, hyperallergenic, won't clog pores. And this is supposed to be a generic version, well, Walgreens version of Neutrogena Sensitive Skin Face Lotion. And it is oil-free. So I will do a review on this because I'm thinking about, since I don't like to moisturize my face a lot in the summertime, I'm thinking about making me into the moisturizer. And when I do, honestly, I'm going to make a video of it because I want you guys to see the products that I use and how I mix it and everything like that. So if you want to see that video, let me know so I can rush and do it. If not, I'm still going to do it. But if you want to really see it, you know, let me know, comments, and rate, comment, subscribe, and see you later because this video is way too long already. I hope this was helpful in some people's selections with makeup, and maybe I helped somebody out and they can help me out. Have a nice day. Peace.